Lambert with Loving Rochester, and today I am with Fatima. If you haven't heard of Fatima, you need to know about Fatima because she is an amazing person through and through and has so many abilities. But right now, Fatima has started this amazing company called Evolmi. Tell me about Evolmi.
Well, Evolmi stands for Evolve Me. It's a part of a clothing line that I have along with diffuser bracelets, which all have metaphysical meanings.
Yes.
So it's a very spiritual, it's a lifestyle brand. It was just started recently. But the cool thing about Evolmi is that when you look in the mirror, you read this backwards. So in the mirror, you look and read, I'm loved. Like,
Yes.
why, yes, I am loved.
Yes,
Why,
I
thank
am.
you.
That's right.
So it's an affirmation. It's not just my brand, but it's an affirmation. I want people to feel good about themselves. It is the only shirt in the market that's intended for the wearer to read,
Right.
rather than for everybody else.
Yes.
Usually we wear brands that say,
Right.
you know, that are intended to communicate what we support, what we stand
Exactly.
for,
Yes.
class, right? But
Right.
this is for you. This
Yes.
is to fill you up. So
Feel the
I
inner warmth of my love.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
All right.
yes, absolutely.
Nice, nice. And you have a bunch of bracelets. How much do your bracelets go for?
Bracelets range from 25 to 45.
Okay.
I also do custom work. The only additional charge is $5.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'll have people come in here and just say, hey, I want this, this, and this, and they'll come in and I'll make it happen for them. So yeah.
Nice. And what made you get into the metaphysical side of jewelry and clothing?
By coincidence. Everything has happened by coincidence. So these are diffuser bracelets, which means you can dab some oil and they smell, they diffuse that oil for a few days, depending on the oil and how much you put.
Okay.
So what got me into it is a pure coincidence. I was at a yoga festival at Letchworth Park with a friend, and she wanted to buy a diffuser bracelet, and I said, I will make you one. And did not know anything about this. This was in June
Love
of
it.
this year. 3 weeks later, I made some bracelets. I made one for her, one for me. Then I made a bunch for me, just like right now I'm wearing a bunch. And I liked to wear them to my yoga class because in a hot yoga class, it's nice to have something that diffuses.
Especially, yes.
So then a bunch of, I sold it to complete strangers. I went into Wegmans and a complete stranger said, are you a jewelry designer? And I go, yes, I think. And she goes, I want one, here's my money. And I go, I don't have it on me. She goes, you just let me know when you have it. So I walked out of Wegmans, I sold 2 bracelets. I walked out with $40 more. At the time, I was just like, it's $20. So the first 5 that I sold, I sold them in one day. I sold it to a jazz artist because it was a jazz festival. I sold it to a volunteer and a friend and 2 people at Wegmans. And I was like, okay, I just made $100 without trying to make any money. I think there's something to this. And a few weeks later, or that week, I said, you know what, I'm just going to invest some money. I invested some money. I said, I'm going to make 100 bracelets. If I fail, it fails, I'll know. And if it doesn't fail, we'll figure it out at that point.
Right.
And I was kind of, I didn't expect anything to happen.
Right.
I just didn't expect it to actually work. So 3 weeks in, I broke even with all my expenses because the first week I was like, okay, it didn't fail. It wasn't enough for me to say it didn't work.
Right, right.
Because the first day I think I sold 17 bracelets and I was selling at the public market.
Nice.
So yeah, then it didn't fail. And 3 weeks in, I knew it was bigger than me. So that was less than 6 months ago because the first official day of sales was July 7th or 8th, whichever was a Saturday. And since then I've gone through 3 business names. This was the 3rd one. When I landed on this, I knew that this was it.
I love it.
And now I'm thinking of, I already have a new product that I wanna
awesome.
that I wanna
Can't wait to see
that I wanna
that.
make happen. I'm coming up with new ideas. I'm trying to work. A major national retailer likes the shirts. So I have yet to make contact with them, but that would be like, if that happens, you will know.
Okay,
Like
awesome.
people will be writing about it. So I'm working, it's been crazy, but I'm working as many opportunities as I can find for, for basically people improving their lives. I feel when I sell, like I enjoy
Right.
selling. Like I'm that kind of a person. I was selling since I was 4 years old at the public market with my
Were you
dad.
really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I was selling grapes at the time, and people were buying from me. and it's so much joy to offer to people something that I believe will give them
Right.
more than what they paid for.
Yep.
To read in the mirror every time you look and be like, I'm loved.
Yeah.
It's sometimes like, yes, I know, right?
So we all need a positive affirmation.
Yes,
you know?
and other times like, well, yes, thank you, I am loved, right? But it's such an important thing to have, and it's just a reminder, right? It becomes a mindfulness thing.
Yeah.
When you read it enough
Right.
times,
and
you're
then
like, yep,
maybe
I
you'll
know.
stay a little more centered and a little more peaceful instead of
Exactly,
reacting
exactly.
negatively to somebody who kind of gets you.
Exactly. And what I tell people is how to use the bracelets. So these diffuse oils, which means you can put an oil that you like with them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I tell them. If you set goals, if you set intentions, if you meditate or if you pray, which takes care of the whole spectrum,
Right.
I believe, from
Oh,
a
yeah.
non-believer in religion, any religion,
Yes.
to a complete believer. If you do anything like that, it's a positive space you hold within
Right.
yourself. And you can let the bracelet remind you of that positive space. And how do you do that? So every time you see it, every time you hear it, every time you feel it, and every time you
smell it.
you can be brought back to that space. It's like somebody
Nice.
saying, hey,
Right,
remember what we
right.
said this morning? Let's go
Tap,
back to that.
tap.
Like reel yourself
Yes,
back
yes.
in and be reminded of that space. And it becomes a mindfulness practice at that point.
Awesome.
Right? It becomes
Yeah.
that. And for people, I know there's a lot of people with a lot of opinions when it comes to essential oils. And this is what I tell people. Use an oil that you like.
Right.
So lavender's supposed to calm you down. But let's say you just don't like lavender.
Right.
That's okay. I don't want you, because you're supposed to be reminded of a positive space, and you're like, oh, I hate lavender, but yes, I'm supposed to be thinking about my goals.
Right.
No,
No.
don't do it. If you love peppermint, go for it.
Find something that soothes you.
Exactly.
Right.
So, and smell is such a strong reminder.
Oh,
Because
yes.
with just the smell of apple pie, it can be like, oh, I was 4 years old and my grandma made the best apple pie ever. It can
That
bring back.
just made me think nursing homes too. If your relative has dementia or Alzheimer's, the scent could bring them back.
Actually,
So,
yes.
yeah,
I never
so-
thought about that.
Yeah,
but yes.
what a great idea.
Yeah.
So, guys and girls out there, everybody can wear these. Buy these for your kids, buy these for yourself, buy them for your grandparents. Anybody can wear these and they are amazing. I love this sweatshirt. I love her products and I love Fatima.
Love you too.
So thank you very much for joining us today.